you guys. So I really just want to talk to you quickly about living in a hell of your own making and what that means. What Spirit has shared with me is that quite often that's what people do. They live in hells that they feel they deserve in some sense. Maybe you feel like you've made choices, and even though it didn't turn out the way that you wanted, you feel like you have to stay there or be in this environment or be in this situation because, yes, that saying goes, you made your bed and now you have to lie in it. I was watching this show, and this guy was saying, I don't like that saying. I don't get it. You made your bed, you have to lie in it. What's to stop you from laying in another bed? Only yourself. Only yourself. So understand that if you are not happy with your life, if you don't feel fulfilled, I'm not saying that's just about uprooting yourself or, removing everything in your environment just because you feel unhappy with it. But it's important to take time to yourself and figure that out. Figure out what you want for you. Figure out how you can move toward happiness for yourself. How you can leave hell. Spirit has told me consistently that Judgment Day is every day. You either choose by your own volition, you yourself choose to live in heaven or hell each day you walk, purely by your choices, purely by you choosing other understandings over what you truly want for yourself. So, what do you want for you? I think it's so important to start asking yourself that question. And I honestly always feel when I think about this that maybe our world would be different if we had more people asking that question instead of being worried about what everybody else tells them they should do or what they should want. What do you want for you? When you answer that question, whatever the answer is, I don't care how hard it is to understand it, begin. It may mean moving brick by brick. And I say this as somebody who has moved brick by brick. One day, all of those bricks are going to add up to everything that you want. If you just trust and you begin to ask yourself that question. What do you want? What do you want? No matter what it is, the honest truth of it, maybe your soul won't answer right away. Maybe it needs you to release some things first before it gives you the answer. Maybe it needs you to cry. Maybe it needs you to be angry. Maybe it needs you to speak out just to yourself or whatever the case may be. To other people, if that's what you need to do, whatever the case may be, do what you need to do to release from yourself anything that's in the way of your truth. For me, I really understand it to be about taking time to yourself and doing whatever you need to do. And I'm serious when I say I don't care how crazy it looks to be sitting to yourself, screaming, crying, raging, whatever you need to do to yourself. To yourself. Give your time to you, finally. Give it to you as much as you can, even if it's just sitting in your car. There have been times in my life where all the space I had to myself was to be in my car. And I stayed there for hours at a time, slept there. Not technically because I had to, because that was the only space I had to myself. And I could sit and I could think, and I felt safe to finally release and let out whatever energy I needed to so that I could make choices differently, move differently, be honest in every way with how I felt I needed to rearrange and realign my life. So whatever the case may be, however you need to get there, preferably with yourself, because that's the easiest understanding. It's the hardest sometimes, but it's the easiest and best understanding. Because when you give that understanding to other people outside of you, it becomes more complicated than you just being able to have whatever energy you need to have. And depending on how long you haven't given that to yourself, it may look insane. It may not be easy understanding. It may be unsightly, you could even say. But guess what? It's to you. Nobody cares. The air is not judging you. Your creator is not judging you. So do what you need to do to have that moment with yourself, to give that time to yourself, so that your soul can finally break through. If it isn't already telling you, and you just ain't listening, because sometimes that be the case too. Quite often that be the case. But whatever it is, do what's necessary to uncover, because you may need to uncover the truth of what you want for yourself so you can follow it. Please, because that is how we get to a better world. And you deserve that. I deserve that. We all deserve that. So please, go uncover your truth so we can get to it. But that's all I have. I hope this message resonated with you. And if it didn't, I hope you find what does.